So what is the best 3-axis gimbal for GoPro and similar action cameras like the Yi? In this video, I do kind of a first look and test of the EVO Gp-Pro and see if it lives up to being one of the contenders for the best. Coming up. Hey, what's up guys? Sean here with Think Media TV, help you go further, faster in media. And on this channel we do tech gear reviews, video gear reviews, and even gimbal stabilizer reviews just like this one. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. And hey, at any point during the video, check out links and show notes in the description below. We'll link up some bonus footage, some specifications, as well as everything about this EVO gimbal. Let's jump into the video. So EVO sent me a Gp-Pro a while ago and I've been able to test it out for a few weeks now. And my initial impressions are that I'm pretty blown away. Now, what this is a 3-axis gimbal stabilizer for action cameras that's basically meant to give you this incredibly stable footage. It keeps the camera, leveled. It keeps the camera, all the shake as well as jarring that would come from not having a stabilizer is removed when you use a stabilizer like this. So we were able to take it up to Utah, shot a little bit with it in solitude, just kind of walking around the lodge, shooting outside, and was able to get some initial tests there. But then since that time was able to actually take it and really put it under some intense running situations where basically sprints and getting some running footage down at the beach. And so I think that the first impressions are that what really matters is the end result, right? We'll talk about some of the specs, but just seeing that like the footage is incredible. It's like you're floating on clouds. It gives you a production value that feels cinematic, production value that you would think would only be available for super high-end and like really expensive equipment. And with some budget setup stuff like this, you can get incredible results. But let's break it down. First of all, there's the build quality. Now this is actually constructed out of aircraft grade aluminum and the build quality really stands out. It's just super well made, a super durable, kind of dependable construction, this nice matte black finish, and it's also really intuitively made. It has a battery extension here, and so it's very modular. Everything works really good together, and it's also meant to withstand the elements. And so from talking with the EVO team a little bit, they talked about people, taking it in the snow, really taking it out to these elements that these are meant for, those extreme sport situations. And it definitely, the build quality is intended for rigorous use to even outlast your camera. As far as what's in the box, you get the gimbal itself, you get 2 different charging cables, and so you can actually plug in a charging cable right into the side of the gimbal and plug it into your camera if you wanted your camera to be charged during shooting. That was not something I was really, I haven't tested yet, but that's kind of cool. You get your micro USB cable, you get the battery charger, and it's 2 lithium ion batteries in there. And overall, you get the instruction manual and everything comes packed really nice inside of, just great packaging overall from EVO. Then as far as ease of use, that was probably one of the things that I thought was the coolest. Right out of the box, you pretty much just set it up. You can turn the on and off button with the gold button right there. And you just press and hold the thumbstick and it goes right into stabilization mode. On top of that, like really just having it set up like that, you got your camera mounted on there. This is a Yi 4K camera. And so it'll fit probably almost any action camera. And you can always email them or reach out to them. You can look on the website and see what cameras are compatible, but pretty much everything is. And so you can do that research, but that camera goes right on there and you're ready to shoot. There's 4 different modes. And the way you change the mode is you just tap the button once and it gives you different pan settings. If you want pan and tilt, if you don't want both pan and tilt, there's different settings. And then it even has an inverted mode. So if you hit the stick twice, you can go upside down. And you can even mount your action camera upside down if you want, so that you don't have to correct it in post. But then in inverted mode, maybe you were skateboarding or something, you want to be shooting right next to the ground to get that real speed effect or whatever. So as far as, again, user-friendly, just kind of setup, it's just right out of the box, really ready to go. And I personally don't have a ton of experience with stabilizers. And so the fact that I think that I was most impressed by was that I was able to get just great footage results without it being that complex. And then a couple other notable things that I noticed about the EVO was that it's got this the threaded mount in the base of the handle here, which is really nice because you can add, they have carbon fiber extensions, or you could just use any monopod that you have and just screw it right with the tripod screw there. I also noticed that one of the ways I found the company in the first place was that I noticed on Amazon that they had good reviews, which is actually kind of surprising for a lot of gimbals. And I think that's for two reasons. One, I think that there are a lot of not great gimbals on the market, so they get lower reviews. But two, I think that they also stand out because they are a US-based company. And so a lot of gimbal companies are international, maybe the build quality or the customer support infrastructure isn't there as much. And so one thing that kind of impressed me as I got to know the company was that they're based in Oregon, and that a lot of people's reviews were not only were they able to jump in, get results with it, but also if they had customer support issues, that those were always a great experience. And so it was cool to see that it was already kind of proven out to be one of the best gimbals. And it's also important to note though, that generally gimbals still take skill to use. And so I think what can happen to some people is you get it and you want it to, overcompensate for bad filming practices. I mean, it still takes, intentional shooting. It still takes, a little bit of finesse. And so I think what's cool is you can get great results if you're a brand new beginner with the EVO, but I know that my stuff will level up even more and more and more as I clock more time in more scenarios using it. Now, as far as the price goes, currently the EVO Gp-Pro is $350 here in the US on Amazon last time I checked. You can check out current prices. We'll link them up in the description below so you can go look at the links. And I think that, again, that's a little more expensive than other gimbals on the market, but we always talk about you get what you pay for. And so having tested different ones that sometimes leave a lot to still be desired, I have to say you could tell not only with the build quality that you know is gonna last, but with actually legit results that you're gonna see from the footage. I think if it's something that you're looking into, I would definitely consider checking out the EVO Gp-Pro. And also, I'm super excited to try out other gimbals in the future by EVO. Having already seen the results with this action camera model, I was super impressed there. And this, again, will work with a GoPro. This is the Yi2, the Yi 4K camera. It'll work with a lot of the action cameras, and you could always reach out to them on the site or to see if your camera is compatible. But they also have gimbals for smartphones, for point and shoot cameras like a G7X or an RX100, or even mirrorless cameras, and I'm sure some DSLRs would work on there as well. And so we'll link up some different versions, and you can always check out the EVO website. But what's cool is, I guess we've gotten hands-on and seen the results with these cameras. I'm really pumped to try future gimbal stabilizers for even like the RX100V and doing some, slow motion and high frame rate stuff and really creative projects with such great stabilization from EVO. Question of the day: have you tried any gimbal stabilizers or any stabilization solutions for action cameras? Let me know in the comment section below what were your results. And remember, some of the best tips and feedback come from you, the Think Media TV community, so definitely connect with everybody in the comment section. So thanks so much for checking out this video. Definitely subscribe for more videos just like this. And if you haven't downloaded the Think Media TV Video Gear Buyer's Guide, it's actually a free guide where I talk about my favorite cameras, lighting, tripods for any budget. So you can check that out. We'll link it up in the description below as well as on the YouTube card. Until next time, Think Media TV is helping you go further, faster in media. Keep crushing it, and we will talk soon.